I won't talk about Yul Judy. He's an actor. Some things that he does, I just thought it didn't make sense to me. Like, this could be real because he's an actor. I thought maybe he's just acting. So I never actually, get interested. I see those things and I just like, oh, okay, maybe they're another thing of, drawing attention to their movie or something, But I watched a video where they were praying and I saw a man who is struggling. So I lost my mom on Christmas Day 2021 and I know what that did to me. Everybody was telling me to be strong because I was pregnant when my mom passed away and just had a baby when we buried her. So I didn't know how to react. I was always on live video on Facebook, doing videos and laughing and like I was happy. But I didn't know how to deal with the loss of my mom because everybody said, don't cry. You don't cry when you're pregnant and you don't cry. The baby's here. Why you crying? Should be happy moment. I didn't have time to grieve my mother. I have to do my videos and be there for other people and make other people laugh and be there for my family. My dad was really struggling with the loss of my mom. I was there for everybody and no one was there for me emotionally to be able to grieve my mom. So the loss of a child, I've been through it before. It's something that never goes away. And when it happens, you don't know how to react, and I saw a man who is grieving. I saw a man who is grieving who doesn't know how to react because he's a man in our society. He's a man, he should be strong. And regarding his marriage, I really don't care. Sometimes it's children that put couples together, if that makes sense. It's that children are the couple that wires them together. And sometimes when that isn't there anymore, they both just go astray and don't know how to fix things. I see a man who is struggling with the loss of his son, his very first seed. He's 16 years old, who should be getting ready to go to university. I see a man who is grieving, and it would be nice if we reduce the dragging a little bit. I can feel his pain through the camera. Sometimes people get extremely religious when they lost somebody and don't know what to turn to or don't know how to grieve. And his woman, his second wife, is quite supportive of that. And I think it's a beautiful thing. Give them space.
If a man shows you who he is, accept him and stop trying to make him what you want him to be. Let's talk about Annie Macaulay and Two-Face. There's this trending video, young, rich, and African, trending, where Two-Face was talking about monogamy and polygamy and cheating and fucking in the video. Trust the common Nigerians. He started dragging him and dragging Annie at the same time. I have spoken about Annie Macaulay and Two-Face before, and I remember that I dragged Two-Face Idibia. But there is something we are forgetting. Annie is his wife. She has chosen to accept the baggage the way he is. But there's something that baffles me. Each time people talk about Two-Face's, infidelity, children, and all that, Annie actually picks offense. I expected her to have outgrown all these things. I expected her to have been able to laugh over these things. I expected her to be able to, when somebody, I beg, he's my husband, is he your husband? And so I love him like that. I expected her to have gotten to that point. I don't expect her to be walking out in the conversations and feeling disrespected when Two-Face talks about the things that you have accepted. This is something you have accepted. This is something you have consented to. You've been with him for years. He did not marry another wife. Yes, but he is saying his truth. Cheating might not be applicable to every man, but Two-Face says it's applicable to him. Two-Face says he can love a woman and fuck other women. Why are you angry? Why is it that truth used to pain women? Once a man tells you the truth, you are upset. You see truth as disrespect. No. Disrespect is when you don't know about something and somebody throws it at you. Not something you are living with every day of your life. You have a cheating husband. Your cheating husband comes out to the public and say cheating is not bad and you are angry. Yet you have a cheating husband. What are you even saying? Women, let us just learn to accept these men. Those things you have accepted privately, once it comes out public, own it. No need to be forming I want respect. When in private, you have accepted to be disrespected. Because if your man owns children with 2 women or 3 women, it simply means it could happen. Whether he does it again or he doesn't do it again, the fact is that you already know that this man might be polygamous in nature. That's the truth. So my point about this video is not to drag anybody or shame anybody, just to tell you that when people show you who they are, kindly accept them. Let's stop all this pretense. And that's the reason why I don't like the common Nigerians. You people lie a lot. You pretend a lot. In this part of the world called Africa, you see cheating. There is no penalty. There is no consequences for cheating. The only consequences and penalty for cheating in Africa is the one you put. Is the boundaries that you set. But there are no laws. Let's stop deceiving ourselves. You understand? These men are getting smarter. That's just it. They are getting smarter. For a man not to cheat, you need to first of all understand what is his belief. You cannot be dating a man that is always talking about different girls, that is following girls with big nash on Instagram, that is, conversations. You should know the kind of man you are dealing with. Let's stop all the pretense, because what hurts us the most is the fact that we know something and we pretend like we don't know it. Women in Africa, you see cheating. Men have been licensed to cheat. In fact, in Africa, society does not throw jab at a man that cheats. If you're a woman and you want to cheat, travel outside the country. Nobody's going to throw jabs at you. You can marry 12 husbands or 100 husbands. But you see this Africa that me and you we are sitting in is a man's world. Whether you're a feminist, though, you want to fight, though, you don't want to fight, though, that's your business. My point is, when you want to make that choice of husband or boyfriend, look for a man that has the same principle like you. Then when you fall in love with the one that can cheat, accept it publicly and privately. Stop pretending to always be disrespected. Each time this man come and see what he's doing privately, I don't understand. It's not even private anymore. Everybody knows about it. So I'm going to tell a lot of women out there, if a man shows you who he is, accept him for who he is and stop pretending that you are madam waiting say you want change him. Now him be, now him believe, now say mama trainer, now waiting papa tell him. Yes, this is how they have groomed them. So is it that you say, no, I don't want to stay with this kind of man that is groomed this way? There are other men that were groomed in the right way. There are other men that their father told them don't marry more than one wife. And there are other men that their father told them marry more than one wife. So let's look at these things. Let's stop throwing jabs. You can't make choices and complain about the choices that you have made. Make these choices and face the consequences. Marriage is not about love. Marriage is about baggage, it's about sacrifice. The question is, which one can you take? Know your capacity, know your limits, and know what you can take from a man and a woman. All of us have different strengths. So if you have the strength to stay with a man with too many kids, to stay with a cheating man, that's entirely your business and that's your private life. But if you don't have the strength, you state it from the beginning. And that's period. That's my opinion on this.